Imagine being all alone with no one to talk to for days on end. How does that make you feel? Now picture this, the silence of isolation is not just a condition, but a tool, a psychological torture technique. The human mind is a social entity. It thrives on interaction. Strip that away and what's left? A void, a silence that echoes louder than any sound. Isolation can play tricks on the mind, leading to a distorted reality. In the absence of human contact, the mind can do some strange things. What if you could not see, hear, or feel anything? Welcome to the unsettling world of sensory deprivation. It's like being plunged into an abyss where your senses are starved of stimuli. This disorienting technique can shake the very foundations of your reality. Imagine drifting in a dark, silent space where you can't distinguish up from down. Your mind, in its desperation for stimuli, starts to weave its own narratives, conjuring up hallucinations. The mind craves stimuli, and when deprived, it can create its own. Have you ever questioned your own sanity? Let's delve into gaslighting, a sinister psychological technique that makes one do just that. Born from a classic 1940s film, Gaslight, this method involves the subtle manipulation of circumstances and events to make the victim doubt their own perception of reality. The goal, to undermine their self-trust, leaving them feeling lost and confused. It's a slow, meticulous process, akin to a psychological game of chess. Gaslighting makes you question your reality, the ultimate mind game. Ever pulled an all-nighter and felt the world spin the next day? Sleep deprivation, my friends, is no joke. It's like turning your brain into a malfunctioning computer. Things slow down, processing speed drops, and you're left with a foggy mind struggling to keep up with reality. Now imagine that feeling, but stretched over days or even weeks. That's how sleep deprivation is used as a psychological torture technique. It's not about physical pain, but a mental disorientation that makes every task an uphill battle. The effects of sleep deprivation reach far beyond just feeling tired. It can lead to hallucinations, memory problems, and even trigger mental health issues. The victim's perception of time and space gets distorted, making them more susceptible to manipulation. In the long run, chronic sleep deprivation can cause serious health issues, such as heart disease, obesity, and diabetes. Without sleep, the mind can't function properly, making it a potent tool in psychological torture. Imagine being trapped in a maze with no way out. A chilling thought, isn't it? This is the essence of the mind maze, a psychological torture technique that thrives on creating a sense of confusion and disorientation. Picture this. You're in a labyrinth with countless twisting paths. Each turn you take, each choice you make only leads you deeper into the maze. There's no sense of direction, no indication of progress, just an endless loop of uncertainty. That's what being caught in a mind maze feels like. Consider the infamous Alice in Wonderland strategy. Here, interrogators deliberately use nonsensical logic and bewildering questions to disorient the person on the receiving end. It's a mental trip down the rabbit hole where nothing is as it seems, and everything is designed to befuddle and break you. In a mind maze, every direction leads to more confusion. You're not just lost, you're purposefully led astray, trapped in a mental labyrinth of your own making. Ever been told you can't do something and then felt an overwhelming urge to do it? The fascinating world of reverse psychology, my friends. Picture this. Someone tells you not to think about pink elephants. What's on your mind now? Pink elephants, right? This is the power of reverse psychology. A subtle but potent manipulation tool. It's like a mental chess game where your own desires become the pieces being moved. Reverse psychology, a subtle form of control that can be psychologically torturous. Ever heard of captives falling in love with their captors? Welcome to the perplexing world of Stockholm Syndrome. This phenomenon, named after a hostage situation in Stockholm, Sweden, is an eerie testament to the powers of psychological manipulation. The captives, in a twisted bid for survival, may develop feelings of sympathy, even affection for their captors, a strange dance between fear, dependency, and perceived kindness. Stockholm Syndrome, the mind's strange way of coping with captivity. Ever been manipulated without even realizing it? It's a subtle yet profound art. Manipulation, you see, is like a puppeteer pulling the strings, driving you to act in ways you wouldn't ordinarily. It's not always sinister, though. Sometimes it's just about influence, persuasion, or a nudge in the right direction. But let's talk about the darker side. Imagine a chess player strategically moving pieces across the board, aiming for checkmate. That's what a master manipulator does, playing mind games, exploiting your weaknesses, and using your emotions against you. They might employ gaslighting, making you question your own reality, or use guilt and fear to control your actions. They might seem incredibly charming, luring you into a false sense of security before they strike. It's a dance, a game, a battle of wits. And the most dangerous part? You may not even realize you're a pawn until it's too late. Manipulation, when done right, can be the most potent form of psychological torture. What is your breaking point? We all have them, those invisible lines that, when crossed, cause us to crumble. Understanding a person's breaking point can be a powerful tool. Imagine being able to predict a reaction, to control a situation, to manipulate an outcome. It's like having a secret key to another's psyche. But with great power comes great responsibility. So, tread lightly, for in the wrong hands, this knowledge can be devastating. Knowing someone's breaking point gives you power over their psyche. Ever felt left out or excluded? Now imagine that feeling amplified, a constant reality where you're systematically ignored, left out from conversations, activities, or decisions. This is social exclusion, a subtle yet powerful tool in the arsenal of psychological manipulation. The impact? It's profound, ranging from feelings of worthlessness to severe anxiety and depression. This silent tormentor chips away at your sense of belonging, self-esteem, and even your identity. Social exclusion, a silent form of psychological torture. Ever felt overwhelmed by too much information? It's a common experience in our digital age. Information overload, as it's often referred to, can be a subtle form of psychological torture. It's like standing in a downpour of facts, figures, news, and updates with no umbrella in sight. This relentless barrage of information can lead to confusion. You're trying to make sense of it all, but it's like trying to catch a waterfall with a teacup. And it's not just about understanding, it's also about deciding what's important and what's not, what's true and what's false. This can cause a great deal of stress. Moreover, the constant demand to consume and process information can cause psychological distress. You might feel pressured to keep up, to know it all, to be always connected. But remember, it's okay to disconnect, to take a step back, to let some of the raindrops fall. In the age of information, too much of it can be a form of psychological torture. What if you woke up one day and everything was reversed? Picture this. Suddenly you're the child, your child is the parent, the boss, now the employee. Teachers become students. It's a classic switcheroo, a mental chess, unsettling and jarring. This is role reversal, a psychological tactic designed to destabilize, to disorient, to throw off balance. It can lead to distress, confusion, and a sense of loss of control. Remember, it's all a mind game. Role reversal, a disorienting form of psychological manipulation. Enjoying the content? Don't forget to hit the subscribe and like buttons. It's a simple click, but it does wonders for us. It helps spread these fascinating insights to more curious minds. Don't miss out on more fascinating insights. Ever felt pain in a limb that isn't there? This intriguing sensation is known as phantom pain. It's a fascinating yet perplexing phenomenon, where the brain continues to send pain signals for a body part that no longer exists. Despite its ethereal name, the discomfort is very real, often reflecting the brain's powerful ability to create a reality of its own. It's a stark reminder of how our minds can sometimes play tricks on us. Phantom pain, a very real form of psychological distress. So, are you still sure your mind is your own? We've journeyed through the labyrinth of mind games, from the chilling isolation to the disorienting maze of gaslighting. We've explored the eerie silence of sensory deprivation, the relentless fatigue of sleep deprivation, and the cunning art of manipulation. We've uncovered the phantom pain of social exclusion and the bewilderment of information overload. It's clear the mind is a complex and malleable entity. Remember, knowledge is power. Stay informed, stay safe. Thanks for watching. We've journeyed through the labyrinth of the mind, but there's so much more to uncover. Stay tuned because we're not done yet. Remember to subscribe for more deep dives. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning.
Savored this video? Fancy another? Click the on-screen video for an even deeper dive into fresh territory. Your support is like a warm cuppa on a brisk day. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, ring that bell for the latest content. Cheers for watching.